No, it should be live, yeah. If it's not, then I guess I don't know what to say. I tried everything. I think Rock volunteered to be the next, to just do all the live streams for moving forward. Rock is going to be the live stream king. I don't doubt it. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Miss your voice.
What's up? You love my voice? Is that what you said?
Yeah, miss your voice.
Ah, miss your voice. That's even better. Look at DJT, fellas. I've been swinging that, and I told y'all. But, you know, I could easily still lose, but that's a good sign.
What about APP, Alex?
What about APP? Is that what you said?
Yeah, look at the daily, how expanded.
That's what I kept on saying to you. APLT or APP?
APP, like app 11.
Oh, yeah, I don't like
There were
that.
rumors they were going to be added to the S&P, and they didn't get added.
Oh, really?
I'm wondering if this.
Oh, what's up, brother? Dude, I knew I recognized your voice. Oh, my God. I haven't heard you in a while. Since Vegas.
Oh, there he is. Now he's awake.
Oh. Okay, all of a sudden my platform froze. All right, there we go. So my main watches are the A list that I have here on the screen, GXAI, QBTS, and then the B list is still a priority because this is my entire red list, which is my main focus, but they're not really set up too good yet, so I'm watching them. Let's see. I don't know if it's my internet. Is the stream running kind of choppy? All right. I'm gonna close everything. I feel like my internet's going kind of slow, which should not be the case. Sorry, y'all can probably hear my son just throwing a fit. He's entering the toddler phase. You know, right now it looks like it could become a slow day, but, you know, that could change really quickly here. Mondays are usually my slowest days. Mondays and Fridays are just in history slower for me.
Got two set of information. First information is there's no interval data coming out. At the same time, the newsletter that I subscribe to say at 10 o'clock the wholesale inventory coming out. Then New York Fed inflation expectation coming out. Is it true?
Did you ask me a question after that?
No, that's the question.
Oh.
Checking to see what kind of news coming out. On the investment.com, it didn't say anything important coming out.
I don't think anything important is coming out today.
No?
Nah. At least that important to me and what affects my trading. I don't see anything personally. I'm gonna stand up for a little bit. We're hanging out. So as always, when I stream, I will be focused on my own trading for a while, and then I'll start answering questions if you're on the live stream. If you are watching the live stream, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. It helps with the YouTube algorithm and entices me to continue doing this. I did it for 7 days straight. I took a couple of days off and I'm back. So if you're hearing these people talk to me, they've probably watched the live stream at some point and they joined the free Discord. So you can definitely join that and communicate with me via voice if you'd like. And if you're wondering where you can get all the free stuff, join the free Discord, and all the free stuff is all here. I'll just pin it. What's up, brother? What's up, Shipwreck? What's up, Gozalo, Sam, which you're also in the Discord, brother, and Richie Rich. What's up, Joel, Family Man, Rock, Claudia, Shaz, Sunny D.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, shit, that was loud. That's my end. 1 second, gentlemen. I gotta do a quick errand. Oh, wait, RIVN just hit my alerts. All right, RIVN's at a key level as well, so that's now back on the priority. Be right back. All right. So we got RIVN at a key level at 1406. And then the daily. So I'm really going to be paying attention to that today. Man, I feel like TradingView right now is working kind of slow. Anyone experiencing that? Bet you there's a lot of people using it since I guess the holidays maybe. Yeah, I'll probably have to reset it later on. I'll just have to deal with it right now. I think you can like clean the cache, right? Like on Thinkorswim. What's up, Benny? Buenos dias. Chefy Chef.
Hello, Ben. What's up, Sam? How are you doing? What are you looking at?
Right now I'm in JD. JD doing a pre-market high breakout, and so far doing alright. Other than that, looking at dog design, SNCI down here. Looking at Hive and Tiger, or Tiger, or like Tiger Woods broke out, like the company's on the chase. So for Hive, we're going to have a nice pullback with strong support, then the price will hit.
Very nice. That's a lot on your watch list.
Yeah.
More than normal? Okay.
Usually I have 4 with some swing. I'm don't pay too much attention to I have alert on, and just So for day trade wise, I'll go 4.
Okay.
So are you branching out and doing that other strategy sounds like yours, right?
I'm using your strategy, your extended play, but on the long sunset since I can't short right now until I pump my account back up.
Mm.
So yeah, in a way it is kind of my old strategy too, and but incorporate your kind of criteria. So which is nice.
Remember, you don't have to trade every day, man. If
I know.
just because you can't short this day, remember I longed too. I longed on I think Thursday and Friday. So just don't force anything.
Yep, totally agree. That's why I only got 4 on my watch list because like so many was on my scanner, but I picked the best 4, and if it did what I think it does, that's what I mean. That's why the other 3 I just watch and go.
I feel like, and this is not, you just brought up a good topic, and I'm not talking to you at this moment. Moving forward with this, what I'm about to say, this has nothing to do with you. It just made me think of something. And that was, too many people, and Ben, I think you'll have experience with this. You could chime in here. And I'm sure other people do too. So I just feel like too many people are quick to look for the strategy rather than trying to slow down and eliminate all of the plays to where they can't eliminate one. Like my goal is to eliminate every play I can, so that way I'm trading the very best. And sometimes that means like right now I'm not placing any trade right now. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, I struggled with that a lot in the beginning. But now I think I've really refined my entry criteria. Um, and then also too, like, I struggle with that a bit because my data suggests that if I take, that I have a good probability. So if I take more trades, then theoretically my probability should be better. But I have been noticing too that I've sort of been taking more trades that aren't necessarily A plus setups. So I think it's really just a matter of kind of finding a good happy ground or a middle ground. But I also agree with what you say too. Like I'm trying to disqualify trades most of the time, not qualify trades. So
Yeah, that shift in mindset, just that right there, I'm trying to disqualify rather than qualify, really changes a lot. Like when it comes to finding stocks. Because too many of us at the beginning, we're like, we want to trade. And so we're like, okay, I'm going to scan today to find a play. They're not scanning today to not find a play. That's a whole different dynamic.
I think also too, it's partially because in the beginning your eyes aren't trained to see the good setups. So like when we see the stock, we see the 1 minute or the 5 minute or whatever we're looking at, and then we look at the daily and we look at all of our different data points, and they all start to line up. It's like, okay, well I can see how this is a good trade. Now I'm looking for the reason why I might not want to trade this. Like, is the news really bullish? Because I'm a short seller. Is there an FOMC day or something? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And I think if, to relate to that, if you are new and you're like, well, shit, I don't know, what's a good setup, then it just comes down to the other side. Just trade one share or nothing, like small size, and just track it all until you start to get confidence in one. Then you can start eliminating too. So unless
Definitely concur with that.
unless someone taught you, like let's just say, you hung out with Ben and I for a whole, year, let's just say, and you were at our house. We had a community house for some reason, and we just traded together for a whole year. Well, then you'd be in a different situation where what's a good setup because we do telling you. But if you're brand new and you're by yourself and you don't have that kind of guidance, then yes, that's a little different. Bohista, your mic is I don't know if it's working.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yep, there you are.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, brother.
How's everybody doing this morning? Are you live streaming now?
Yep. I should have shared it. I didn't share it. Let me share
Well, I
that.
have your notifications up, but I literally like, dude, I took the first morning off to work because I was like, man, I'm gonna see the market soon. But I literally woke up like 10 minutes before my reopen, which is not my thing. I was like, oh my god. Oh, yep. Anything executing anything?
Nah. Right now it's slow right now. I'm waiting. I'm just in the swing position that I mentioned, I think on Friday, or I mentioned in the chat, but we'll see if it works. It's a DJT. It's been it's been trading well. I added to the position the other day when it dipped back down. So we'll see if we continue to trend. We're trending pretty nicely. The whole idea behind this play is more around January 6th. And so I'm just positioning myself for the long run, and I'm willing to hold this for at least 40. But ideally, if it trends well, we can go to, I think, 50s. But I could easily be wrong, and that's in every play.
Who knows? Even after inauguration, I mean, you can get up to the 70s.
Yeah, I'd probably sell right before inauguration.
Yeah. Boy, smart move, man. That's good.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We'll see, though. You never know.
Right. You never know.
I've been up on plays and then down the next day and take a loss. SATL looks really good on the daily. It fits my playbook to a T. However, this is a great example how I'm still not going to take the play, because even though it fits the daily, all the other time frames, the hourly, it looks very bullish. The 30-minute, the 15-minute, the 5, everything just looks so bullish that I couldn't take an entry on this play. So this is like a great example of, like, even though it looks like phenomenal. Like I woke up this morning, saw the daily, and I got so excited. I thought I was gonna place a 3R risk trade, like one of my favorite trades. But I look at it and I'm like, that sucks. It's not as great as I thought it would, and so I'm not touching it. And same thing with GXAI. Like, I want to trade this because it fits it as well. Like, sometimes we enter a cycle in the market, especially in small caps. And if you're new, my name's Alex. I've been trading for 8 years, and it took me 3.5 years to find anything that worked for me. And I started off in small caps and then graduated to mid and large caps. But with the small cap gain, what's interesting is I notice we go through these cycles with the overextension plays where sometimes they'll be all of them will be very clean. And then we'll go through a cycle where all of them look clean on the daily, but on the hourly and the 15 and 30, they have so many levels of support and resistance that you have to wait for it to really, really, in that instance, capitulate on the smaller time frames before you even touch it. And that's what I'm waiting for. So there's a good chance I could miss them completely because I am very picky. And if that happens, then that's going to happen. And the reason I'm going to be extra picky this week is because last week I wasn't as picky. I took some trades with my man Benny here, not because he was in them, but I was just excited to join some short trades. And they just weren't the best for me, but I made a little here, a little there, but it was more of like unnecessary stress for myself that didn't move the needle. So I'm just going to more so be more strict, at least today. And I also lean out of my strictness. Like obviously last week, I had a great week the week before that, and that's probably why I did that. So as long as you acknowledge that and you can get right back in your lane. And when I did that, I mean, I was risking nowhere near my 1R. I was risking like a quarter R, and I mentioned that in the stream. Like, I'm risking less, but I could make maybe 1R on this risk. And so because I know that and I'm aware, after reviewing my trades and thinking about over the weekend, I'm decided to be just a little bit more strict again, just so that way I can get back into my groove.
I agree with you on SATL. It just looks way too bullish on all the other time frames, and it's not strong enough on the 1 minute time frame to suggest that it's like a really good short. So I also didn't touch it this morning.
Nice. I like hearing that, Benny. Oh. What's up, Benny, Casal, Loner? Benny says, so true. I forced to play with ZEO down big right now. Hopefully you took your loss, and hopefully you had a plan before you got into where you knew you should take your loss. If not, and you didn't have a plan, then I highly suggest, and I personally, just for me, I can't give you advice, but for me, I just get out. RGTI, someone mentioned, Casal. That's on my list as well. I believe it's on my B list. Yeah, it's on my B list. And that one's another play that looked pretty sweet, but it's a little choppy, and it's a breakout at 350. It's not up too much from that breakout, so I didn't want to touch it.
What was that ticker you just mentioned out?
RGTI. Casal, why are you glued to only 5 to 6? I'm not. He said, why am I glued to 5 to 6 stocks and not scanning for new plays? So I scan for all my plays pre-market, and I know what makes me money. And so I stick to that strategy of my strategy is a couple of plays. It's like, I would say, you could say 7 to 8 playbook plays that I play. But they are very similar in different ways. And I teach that very thoroughly in the pop trading system. But because of that, I know I don't trade in the afternoon. I don't constantly scan for new plays, because I have found it just doesn't really work for me. Like, it doesn't create opportunity. If anything, it creates my mindset to like, oh, there's no play. I got to find one. And that mentality will take you down a road of chasing money, and that will take you down a road of just constantly losing and fear of losing money. And it's not a good road to be on. So I've been in that road when I first started, and I don't want to get back on that road. Once you know your strategy, once you know what works, you don't have to deviate from that. Loner, is this day of profit taking in PLTR? So far, so good. I don't know what you mean by that. But I mean, maybe people are taking profits, maybe people aren't. That's just all hypothetical. So it's definitely selling off right now, but we're still bullish. You still got a bullish trend holding up. It's not super clean, but it's definitely bullish. It's a little overextended on the 15-minute. So this pullback is expected because we go straight up without any real consolidation. This right here, this is consolidation. This right here is more of an uptrend, that now we're coming back to that uptrend and testing, and we're going to be bouncing maybe. Or I wouldn't be shocked if we fell and come back down and then hold this area. So I could definitely see that happen as well. And it would still be bullish because this is an overextension play. When I say that, again, this is not overextension like dramatically, but this is an overrun up. So a pullback after a gap up in the pre-market, isn't unlikely.
Overextension like dramatically, but this is an overrun up. So a pullback.
My 2 cents on not having too many trades on your watch list is, if you have like 5 or 6 or 7 and you might miss a really good opportunity on a really good trade. So like only having four or only having two can be a benefit, especially when you're still learning. So you're not just constantly trying to chase, the next hot thing.
Yeah, I noticed that when I would be so I would be bouncing off the walls in between tickers trying to find the right setup, and my attention would be so split between four, five, six, seven tickers at a time that when the right setup actually happened, if it actually happened, I went the completely other side of the market because I was worried about that instant gratification, right? And I ended up missing the setup, being patient, waiting my turn, and then in turn I have a negative P&L, and I missed a good opportunity. So
Yeah, those are both really good points. And yeah, I agree with both of those 100%. Because I mean, I'm sure Ben, you could probably still say, even now at your level now and your confidence level, if you spread your attention too thin, I mean, if I'm trading like mediocre plays right now and then the great one comes, I may F that up because I might be messed up mentally. Maybe I took a couple of losses that were unnecessary. I might be frustrated with how I traded those other ones, or I might be distracted and I'm like trying to squeeze so much out of this shitty play that I miss the great one. And that right there has happened so many times back in the day where I would like focus on these mediocre plays and then the great one came, 2 hours after the open and I missed it because I was so focused on, mediocre. And, my B list is the other plays I'm looking at, so I'm not just looking at 6, right? These all have alerts on them, but I'm not going to stare at them. I let the alerts guide me. So that way I have a less stressful life in one of the most stressful games.
Yeah, that's definitely too. One of the things I struggled with in the beginning was like when I would take a loss, the data would suggest sometimes that it would make sense to take an entry, but I would be so afraid to take an entry because I didn't want to take another loss. So really kind of trading the data and trading your strategy and not trying to, get too caught up in the emotions of things. Getting past that has really helped me, but it was also sort of a difficult hill to climb. So.
yeah, I noticed that too. That one it really stuck out to me. The first person I heard talk about that like in depth was Lance Breitstein, SMB from SMB. He talked about how the terminology he uses like the right side of the turn or the left side of the turn. He's talking about his capitulation plays, but essentially it's taking all those paper cuts, getting down to the wire, and then because of the psychology aspect behind it is now you actually have the right entry or the best opportunity to take the trade that you had the thoughts on, and then you hesitate, and especially for you as a systematic trader, Ben, that doesn't I can imagine it doesn't help the data too much because you don't execute when you need to execute if you're taking the paper cuts to lay down. But same thing for discretionary. If I'm so worried about P&L or taking a trade and I mess up over and if I take a loss over and over and over again, then when the right entry comes and I'm too scared. So yeah.
Those who are watching the live stream and not in the Discord, feel free to ask any questions. It's kind of slow right now. I have my alerts out, and so I have time to answer some questions until things get busy, which they could get busy any moment. So if I do get quiet, that's because they got busy.
I took a loss on Duo, a 1-hour loss on Duo, and then I re-entered Duo at a 1.13 average. I entered SONN, SONN at 4.68, LDTC at 1.58, ASST at 0.77, and ZIO at 2.75. And that's ZIO is the only one that's a half still. I've already hit my 1R, so I'm gonna set a profitable stop here in a minute. But everything else I'm just kind of waiting.
What's up, Shaz? Yeah, you need to get a mic. Benny, I determine that before I get into play. So Benny is asking, how do you determine when to cut a loss? Is it by share size or dollar amount, percentage? So I determine that based off the chart. And then, so just give you an example here. This is not a play. Let me repeat, this is not a play I'm playing right now, okay? So I'm not in a trade, but let's just say RIVN, I am interested in this play, but it still hasn't set up for me, and I might miss it because it's just going straight up. But if I was interested in this play, let's say I think this is a clear structure area. Again, this is hypothetical right here. So if I believe this is a clear structure area, and to answer Benny's question, and it breaks out, well, first off, I'm going to be thinking to myself, okay, I can risk off of 1406. Why? Because this is clear structure, and if I go to the daily, it's also a clear structure on the daily for a breakout. And then we go, look at the 2-minute, and I'm saying, okay, if we end up getting a pullback, let's say we get a pullback to this area in this zone, I want to start getting a position. And I like to take profits at the previous high, 15. So if that's the case, then I am immediately thinking to myself, how do I get good risk reward, right? So if I get in at 1440, let's say I get in a starter at 1440. Well, if I'm risking around, let's say 14, that's 40 cents. I make 60 cents. That's 1-to-1. That's, to me, that's not that great, but it's not terrible. But I'll take a small position then. Let's just say I take a quarter of my position here. So if I'm willing to lose in this play, let's say you're a new trader and you want to lose $10, right? Let's just say you want to lose $10 on this play. Well, in that case, I'm going to risk $3 on this entry. And then whenever I add right here in the mid zone, I'm going to risk another 3. So now when I add the last final piece, the 14 area right at the key level, that'll be my biggest piece because I'm risking an additional $4. But $4 risking 10 cents is 40 shares. $3 risking 40 cents is what? I mean, 1 share. And $3 risking 20 cents is 2 shares. So that's how I would position it. And then I would definitely put my stop below the 14 level. And so right when it gets hit right under that, I'm immediately out and I lose what I plan to lose, $10. That's how you plan a trade, and that's how you should be thinking. Most people do it like this. They see it running up, they're like, oh my God, let me buy. And then they say, where do I take my loss? Or where's my risk going to be? It should be here, but damn, if I take my loss there, I'm going to lose $100 and I'm only trying to lose 10. So I'm going to put my stop here and I'm going to trail it, or maybe I'll move it to break even, and then they'll come break even and then I'll go without them because they're trading emotionally rather than methodically and with a process. So I hope that helps. What is this? Future trading? Nah, Josh, it's equities. Equities, brother. Welcome, by the way. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to mute myself in Discord for a second. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. I've been live streaming again recently. Did it for 7 days straight and took a couple days off, but I'm back. If you like live streaming where I go into a thorough process, actually show my positions when I enter a trade. I am not in a trade right now, but you'll see my positions. You'll see me enter. You'll see my plan thoroughly, everything like that. And if you're curious what that looks like, just in case I don't trade today, because I don't just force trades. I trade the best setups that I see. So if that ends up happening today, then if you want to see my other live streams, I did trade every day those past 7 days. Go watch those. But with that being said, I've been trading for 8 years. It took me 3.5 years to find anything that worked. I had to quit my job 3 times. I shared that journey from the very beginning. If you click on my YouTube channel and watch the oldest videos, you'll see the journey. It was tough. And then after about and then I've been interviewing successful traders as well for the past 5 years, from 6-figure traders, 7 and 8-figure traders. And I've learned a lot from those conversations on the show and off the show. And because of all that knowledge and because of my own personal experience and my personal trading success, I went ahead and built a pop trading system that puts all of that together for you guys in a course material. And you can check that out on my website. But at the end of the day, this is all free anyway. So you can just hit the like and subscribe and watch our videos. We release a video every Monday, and we go deep into either one-on-one interviews or sharing live trade examples and so forth. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And if you like that kind of content, please make sure to share with other traders, because it does entice me to continue to do this, because it's not easy to trade live, because you're trading in front of people asking tons of questions when you're dealing with a high performance game that's all about your mental. And so that's, you'll know if you know trading.
$13, and right now it hit 16, so I raised it to $14, trying to stay two behind it. I almost doubled it. Well, actually it did double, but according to my stop, I'm gonna use my stop as the double. I'm at 14 and bought at 802. So.
Hey Joel, here's something you can use whenever these stocks are going up a lot.
Yes.
Just use relative spread analysis. So if you look at Sound 2 days ago, it had a big spread candle with decent, 200 million volume. And then yesterday's candle has more volume and it's a smaller spread. So supply is coming into this thing. There's still a lot of demand. So you just watch for even more volume, and like it's down a bit, or it's a really small body, and that's pretty much like close to the top.
That's good to know. Volume spread.
Easy way to like catch these things is like, dude, just put your stop at the previous low of the day. Because pretty much when these things break the previous day's low of the day, the momentum's down. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think the previous low was at 14. Let me double check here. I'm pretty close to that, because that's what it was at. Let's see here.
By the way, P Daddy, that's awesome. But do you think you can make a living trading only on the long side? Absolutely. I know a lot of people who only trade long. So easy answer there. Just wanted to answer that. No worries, Benny. I try to explain it as simple as I can and as quick. It's free. It's free to join. The Discord's free, brother. And there should be a link up there. It's completely free. No big deal there. So check that out. The course that I mentioned is on my website, which I'll put up here, but that is not free, of course, because that's laid out very methodically, but everything else is free, man.
Looking at it, that Friday was about 14, so I'll stop it at that. I was keeping a good distance just to try to not allow it to stop out.
I see the lowest like 13.21.
Oh, you're saying the lowest of Friday?
Yeah, low today.
Okay, not. Okay, I thought when it got out.
What stock are y'all talking about? Because now y'all been talking about it for a while. I'm curious. Sound?
Yeah, he's riding along. He's been swinging since 8, so he's just wondering.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a sick ass swing.
Yeah, you just standard thing that it's basically practice. If you're in a big swing, that a lot of times it's just depending on your time frame and say if it starts going too crazy, you can do lower the hourly candle, just or the daily. It just depends on how much you want to trade.
Yeah, there's no right answer, no wrong answer there. That's I agree with Alien there. Like all his suggestions, either the previous day's low is a good idea because this thing's just running so fast. I wouldn't take it all off though. I mean, that's just me. I'm very patient, so I can ride pullbacks because sometimes these type of plays. Let's look at the weekly. I mean, this is looking pretty sick. So these plays could go, especially a large cap. This is a mid cap. They could go. So it just depends. It's on your own strategy in terms of what you were hoping for, what your goals were. But I would at least take something. Like I'd take something on what any one of those suggestions he said. The 4 hour, if you start to see a 4 hour trend reversal, a 1 hour trend reversal, a daily low being tested or broken. It's a good idea to take something because, I mean, we'll get a big pullback if it does happen like that, by the way. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for the pull to 12 to 11, ideally 10, So, you got to ask yourself, can I ride a pullback all the way back down to 10 if I'm in from 8 and be comfortable with that? If you can't, which is totally fine, like everyone's different, then take it all. But that's all up to you. At the end of the day, just know that you could be, you might get out, but then you don't, it pulls back to 12 or 11, then goes all the way to 30. You just know that could happen too. So you just got to always prepare your mental game and decide what your plan is. So hope that helps. But Alien made a lot of good points there.
I put it back to my stop to 1330 limit, 1335 stop. So I don't mind writing it out. It's a swing trade. I'm not in a hurry. I want to see what it could do. So I just assume follow it.
Yeah, but 1330, this is just what Alien's saying, and I agree, is like, where did that number come from? Where's 1330 coming from? Why do you pick that number? Just curious.
Adrian said that the previous day, the lowest number, which Friday at 1330, that was the lowest.
The lowest is 1318.
Was it 1318? Okay, I'll change it. I thought I heard 1330. So.
Well, look at the chart. Yeah, if you're, don't trust us. Go look at the chart. Click the daily. And then you determine, like, don't listen to us because then you're going to be reliable on people and you're not going to be successful. So, like, hear what we're saying, but then go look at the chart and pick the price because it's got to make sense for you. Hopefully it didn't come off rude. I'm just trying to help you.
Oh, that's fine. That's what I'm trying to do is take in your guys' experience and knowledge because that's the whole reason I'm here. If I knew how to do it, I wouldn't be here asking. Yeah, at 1308, I agree with you. That's what I got. So that's what I'll change it to.
Yeah, I got you. Again, we're not suggesting anything. We're not advisors or anything like that. Just FYI.
No, I understand. I'm trying to develop good habits. And having systems, that's what I'm trying to write down my own systems, And everybody's got to do their own, what they feel comfortable with. You're right. So, to me, looking at it, when it's climbing as fast as it's climbing, having a base point to put your stop. You don't want to put it too close, but you don't want to put it too far. So the previous day low sounds like a good trailer.
Ahmed just pointed out UAMY He usually finds a lot of good plays that I'm interested in. So UAMY is up from... That's actually pretty nice. It's coming up to resistance at 255, which is interesting. Let's put an alert up there. We are run up from 190, open with 2 times going red but holding. So that's interesting to take note of. We're holding structure, as you can see, when we had this pullback into structure, which is why I didn't break down. So the only way I would play this is if structure starts to break, and I will start playing this. So thank you, Amit, for bringing that to my attention. QBTS, I've already had on my radar. I don't really like it. Thanks, Amit, for showing me UAMY. Yep, UAMY is on radar. We got an alert on... Oh my God. Hey, where's homeboy at? ICCT's moving. Where's Hey Ben, what's his name? Who was talking about this? Someone was talking about this.
I cannot remember, honestly. I remember we talked about it last week. I cannot remember who.
I put an alert for volume and it just beat that volume alert. So it could start moving. I mean, I could buy some just for shits and giggles, but it's not my play at all. This would be totally just random for me. But I'll put alert at 20. If it breaks 20, I might buy it with a wide risk and just see what happens. Or if volume picks up more, let's see if we get like more volume too. Because volume's still not that great. He'll join in, I'm sure, and he'll be like, yo, guys, do you see ICC?
Yeah. I remember someone talking about it last week.
Yeah, he was talking about the whole time. Who was it? I DM'd you too, Ben, about him. Because you were going to talk to him. What was his name?
Yeah, I thought I heard Ben say, like, oh, can you show me? It was in the Discord chat.
Yeah, he's the guy who...
Was it Amish?
Yeah, it was Amish. It was Amish. Yeah. It's all good. He'll be back. Yeah, Josh, that is true. I did interview Jimmy. Yep. Be right back, guys. I have to use the bathroom.
There's that.
Does it look like I've gotten more sleep, guys? Do I look awake?
Did you have your morning coffee yet or no?
None.
Oh, okay, then I'll say yeah.
Nice. Sweet. I've been working on, I have this ring I'm wearing, Aura ring, and I've been like tracking my sleep and trying to get better at sleeping. And
Me and my wife just got ours last week.
yeah, man, I really, at first I saw how shitty my sleep was because, my son wakes up so much. So, unfortunately now I have to go to bed when he goes to bed. So to get good sleep, which sucks, but it's temporary. And then once he's, sleeping better, then I can go to sleep later. But that just guarantees better sleep for me.
Was that like 8, 9, and then he wakes
I
up?
go to bed at, he goes to bed at 7 and I'm in bed at 8.
What time do you wake up? Like 5, 4?
Well, lately, the past 2 days, which is anomalies, which I hope it becomes a routine. He's been waking up the past 2 days at only maybe once in the middle of the night for like just a couple of minutes, maybe around 3 o'clock, and then he'll wake up at 6. Now, for the past 7 days when I was live streaming, he was waking up 4 or 5 times during the night. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is tough, dude. This is tough. I can't do it. But I like these rings, man. It shows how stressed I am, and it helps me manage it.
Yeah, I like it too. We got a routine where we kind of look at it as we do our morning routine and compare who got better sleep.
Yeah. If I did that, my wife would murder me because she'd be like, why are you sleeping better than me? She's got one too, though. She had one first, and then she got me one. And I was like, oh, these are pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
It's very convenient. I don't wear jewelry at all. So, but it's, to me, it's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like jewelry, but it's like a purpose.
Yeah, it's dual purpose for me. Wedding ring / health ring.
Yeah, it doesn't fit my wedding ring. So I put it on my index finger because it fits perfectly there. So
Nice.
I just wear it there.
Does it make you sleep better or help you sleep better?
Say that again?
How does it help you sleep better?
Oh, it doesn't help me sleep better. It helps me understand my sleep so that way I can make adjustments to make myself sleep better.
Oh,
My bed helps me sleep better.
yeah.
The watch, Apple Watch has similar functions, but I'm not trying to sleep with a watch on.
Yeah, and those die so fast. And
Yeah.
Apple Watches, I got rid of mine because I just hate the distraction. There's like so many notifications, and I'm like, this is annoying. I'm sure there's ways to solve that, but I just got rid of it.
Yeah, I was too lazy, so I stopped wearing it. 'Cause I had the same issue. I do like it for travel, though. Just convenience.
All right, so UAMY is my main watch now. I think it's, let me just look at it a little more. I would say it's the cleanest potential setup for me today now. But we'll see what happens. The odds of me playing it, we'll see. If you guys are watching on live stream, please do me that favor and hit that like button. I really appreciate it, and it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. So definitely appreciate it. It's a free way to say thank you and to convince me to continue to do this.
Yeah, the volume on it just
What are you talking about?
UAMY on the push down.
Man, SATL looks so amazing on the daily. I just hate that it doesn't look great anywhere else. This is one of those plays that I know I shouldn't take. I'm just not going to take. That sucks. Because it looks amazing. If QPTS gives us a good bounce, I will short this, but I need a really good bounce, so the odds of that happening are real low, but ideally around 5. Let me just pull it up real quick on the daily. No, I take that back. It's not that great. Daily's kind of shitty. This is not a play for me. Let's delete this alert. I want it to get to 6, which it's not going to. Obviously, it's just failing. UAMY, let's see if there's any shares. What is it? Easy to borrow. Let's see. Yeah, it's easy to borrow. That's kind of concerning, but we'll see. Small cap. Biggest volume in the past run up on the 2-minute. This is one of those ones that I need like the 175 to be tested, and then I need a bounce. Again, may not happen. We may just get a flush, and if that happens, so well. But if we get a flush and then we don't get a bounce, then I won't be in it. But I'd need a pretty big bounce. Anyone else is watching that looks pretty spicy out there?
Looking at BAC right now.
Bank of America?
BAC?
Yeah, that's big.
What's got you interested in that?
The consolidation that its high was resistance 4808 and 4613 on the support is down close to 46.5. The trend down came down from a nice trend coming down, and it's ready to climb, but on the marker towards the lowest part, it's showing a good trend line going up after it had consolidated a little bit.
Okay.
So it's at like 46.39 on the trend line, climbing up to 46.45, and it's doing a good marker. Or
What does marker mean when you use that word?
I mean, not marker, trend line. I should say trend line is not a marker. It just, for me, eyeballing is the marker, but seeing where it's at. So with the support or the resistance was 4808 last week. So just looking at it, not buying anything on it, is Bank of America.
That one's looking at Amazon? Oh, we don't got our Amazon guy here.
No, not today. Rock. He was here this morning early. He works, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure he traded it. He trades that thing.
He wouldn't make money based on how I think he trades it.
Yeah, I think he always buys the. I think he always buys the pre-market pullback and then buys the pre-market breakout. He does a quick. I don't know. I really don't know. Actually.
Well, he's usually in and out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Apple also did well, which is another one of his.
I like Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines is a potential swing for me. I think the weekly, the monthly looks amazing, and this will be one of my priorities for a swing. So just FYI, that's just one of my favorite ones for a swing. If Alien's here, I'm sure. Yeah, he is here.
You like it on the weekly just because it's been solid in that area for a little bit?
I like it on all those time frames. So I like it on the monthly because the monthly we're breaking out. It is straight up. But then the weekly, we breaking out as well. But then we have slight consolidation. Yeah. And then on the daily, we have better consolidation with a nice trend. And so I am looking at that as potential dip buy. I could be buying some soon. So we'll see.
Ticker on Delta.
DAL, D-A-L.
Yeah.
You going long?
You know it, baby. If I decide to go in it, yes, it will be long. It's clearly bullish on every time frame. And the daily also shows consolidate, like just keep on consolidation push. And now we're at the key, like the biggest blue skies area. If we get consolidation here and then we get that push, it'd be a good next move. I may start buying some, but it's not that. I'm waiting for a little bit more clear picture for me.
I see that on that one. Oh, so you have an alert on Delta for a certain price when it hits low, like 62 or something.
It's already at a key level right now.
What determines the key level within your support, or you just draw your support lines and go with it from that?
The daily, the weekly, the monthly. Are you watching the live stream by chance, Joe?
I got the live stream on, but I have the volume down on live stream, and I have it up on
I was showing on the weekly, monthly, all the time frames. That's how I found the levels. I'm not buying any right now, but it's definitely getting close.
I'm not buying any right now, but it's definitely getting close.
UAMY coming close to the 170 level, which is the priority here, my main play. So I'm watching that. Yeah, I think the only play for me is UAMY. That's the only one I'm watching. How are you doing? Oh, Sam's out of here. How you doing, Lintrix?
Doing good. No more trades for me today. I don't see anything but another good R day, so
Nice, man.
try to get to one good trade every day.
Mm-hmm. That's a great book.
Yeah. So if I do take anything, I'll probably do 25% of my profits, but I don't see anything yet. Just watching, listening. Trying to get to the playbook on my Kindle right now.
Slow day, slow day. I drink a lot of. So yes, historically I drink about 2 cups a day black coffee 90% of the time. But lately I stopped drinking coffee just to see if I can, and so I'm going on a week, almost a week now, no coffee. Maybe I'll drink green tea. I've drinking green tea in this twice this past week.
Okay, so you don't. If it's just black, then you probably don't have like a fancy coffee maker.
Oh, I do have a fancy coffee maker because my wife loves cappuccinos and all that stuff.
Have you heard of Terra Cafe?
Yeah, yeah. I think so. Hold on, let me look it up.
It's like a.
Oh no, I've not seen this, dude. This is pretty cool.
It was on sale. It went on sale, and we got ourselves an early Christmas gift for the house. Just came yesterday, so I was curious if anyone else had it.
Oh wow, I like it. It's very minimalistic too. I love that.
Yeah, and my coworker was just saying like, you can use the app so you can have it set up, and like when you wake up, it just makes your coffee for you and cleans itself as well.
I really like it.
Yeah, it went on sale for $600 because it was a pretty expensive thing. Not trying to spend that much on it. It went on sale during Black Friday.
Did you get the TK1 or TK2?
The two.
Yeah, the 2 looks sick.
Like 4 or 5 different people recommended it, hardcore coffee drinkers. So I was like, oh, we'll give this a shot on discount.
You know, if I get back on the coffee train really strong, I'll probably buy it. Cause I'm tired. I got that fancy, grind your own coffee. I'm just over it. I'm over that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
over
one
that.
we still have. I think we're gonna sell it, but my wife loves to do the manual, and I'm like,
I ain't trying to work, bro.
nah, I just want to wake up and grab a
Yeah.
coffee and go to work.
Especially if you just drink black coffee. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I'll let you know how it is after a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. All right, this is looking pretty sweet. I hope we get a big volume spike on UAMY on this crack. I hope we do get a crack as well.
Did you get in already or no?
Nah, I'm not in it. You'll see if I'm in it because I'm live streaming. So once I get into play, you'll see my positions fill in because I have a positions tab right next to my webcam, and you'll see it fill in with my position.
When you use DAS, are you using hotkeys to get in, or are you using preset?
I don't use hotkeys. I just there's no preset. I wait for once I know I'm going to get in, I set my order at the price I want and then let it get hit or I miss it.
And are you doing an OCO, so you set your stop as you get in, or are you doing that?
Yes. Yep. I set my stop as I get in, or before he even gets in, right? Like I set my stop, and then so once it triggers, it immediately puts my stop for me.
Okay, dumb question, because I've only used Thinkorswim. So when you want to take profits on Thinkorswim and you use an OCO, you have to cancel the OCO, then put in a new order. So you can't just
Yeah, that's annoying. That's the same thing with DAS. I mean, that's the same thing with DAS. Yeah. Now it's not always the case. Like if it's an easy to borrow play, then you can take profits. If you're long, you can take profits. So it's only if it's a hard to borrow play that I run into that issue. But granted, I will have to cancel the order after I take some profits to adjust the size that I'm going to be stopped out at.
Okay, and you're not using hotkeys for that either. You're just doing it manually.
That's right. Yep.
I would just switch it to DAS just because the hotkey. Sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to ask Alex, after you got off coffee for a week, how's your clarity?
Yeah. So like the first 4 days, I had a massive headache. It sucked. I couldn't work out either. Like the headache it wasn't massive until you do things. Like if you jump, you do exercises, the headache started throbbing. So I could function throughout the day. And then I didn't work out for that whole week, this past week. I'm going to start today because I feel fine. But now my mental clarity, I feel good. I think it's not just coffee, though. I think it's because I made a lot of changes. I I'm following the blueprint from Brian Johnson. Not all, not I'm following most of it, and then I'm also tracking my sleep, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm trying to have like really good sleep so I can help my brain rest and recover and memory and stuff like that. And so that coupled with not coffee, I feel fine. Like I feel more clear. I feel like I'm more aware of things, and I also don't feel as drained whenever I'm working on multiple tasks. Whereas before, I would always feel very stressed, even though I don't need to be. And I think it's because the coffee just created so much cortisol in my body. Everyone's different. That it immediately put me in a stress state. And, over time, I started drinking more. Like some days I would drink, on average, I drink 2 a day. But there were some days you saw me live streaming, I drink like 3 or 4, and like that's because I got no sleep. And so I was relying on that. And instead of trying to figure out the real problem, right? And that's my sleep.
Exactly. No, there's been a lot of studies on coffee. If you ever watched a documentary on how they started using it here in the U.S., and it was for the workers. They never had a coffee break, but it started with workers in factories uh, taking coffee breaks, and it was a stimulant, and people got addicted to it, and they'd be able to work longer by taking coffee breaks, which is the craziest thing, of course.
That is crazy.
Uh, but yeah, if you can quit it, I can't. I'll try someday, but it's difficult.
You get a headache too, yeah? It's bad.
Oh, yeah, big time, big time. I can probably go a day or two, and then after that, I guess I could get with everything a couple of weeks. If you can go 2 weeks, that resets your body.
They say wean it off if it's really bad. So like drink, instead of, if you drink 6 cups a day, go to 4, and then go to 3, then go to 2, and then go to green tea, and then so and the green tea helps me like on those last 2 days. I drink green tea on Friday and Saturday because my wife made some for me, and my headache was immediately went away. And green tea has a good balance of L-theanine that helps with the cortisol, so that way you don't have as much cortisol as coffee. And it's only maximum 30 milligrams of caffeine, compared to coffee is a minimum of I think 60 or 80 milligrams per cup. So it's like insanely different. So yeah. So I think maybe if you like wean yourself and just take your time, not try to do it as fast as I did. Like I've never been a coffee drinker in history. Like, I started drinking coffee maybe I probably when I had, when I left my career, and I just drink 1 cup a day for the past like 8 years, just 1 cup though, until like this year with my son. Now I'm drinking 2 to 4 and stuff. And so, yeah. So, but if you've been like my dad drinks, he could drink coffee before bed, caffeine coffee, because drinks so much, and he could still go to bed. And I'm like, but I'm sure he's not feeling well rested, So
Have you ever noticed, like, if you drink coffee later in the day, it actually makes you tired?
Not me, bro. Nope.
It does me.
I'm just weird. Yeah.
It does me also.
That's interesting. For me, it wires me, and I can't sleep at all. But everyone's body's different, That's for sure.
It is. That's the key right there. I've given up like all sodas, all juices. I mainly drink water, but coffee, because water is the healthiest, of course. And I started drinking water at night. Like when I go to bed, I'll drink a bottle of water. When I get up, because of course it makes you go to the bathroom if you drink water. When I get up before I go to sleep, I'll drink another bottle, and then when I get up in the morning, I'll drink another bottle. So I'll drink 3 or 4 bottles at night, and I've noticed a big difference with that. Also, as far as teas go, my wife started cutting ginger, steeping it with water, and making ginger tea, and drinking that twice a day. Man, that right there has made such a difference in the way I feel. I feel so much better.
Oh, good. Him's nice fade today, someone said. I guess.
So, Alex, what did you get into today? Crazy that you have the same name as me.
Oh, Alien, that's your name?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean what I get into today?
Oh, just you making trades?
Oh, you're tripping me out, bro. Are you playing a game on me? Because I thought we've been talking to you the whole time.
Oh, no, I was kind of gone.
Oh, okay. Nah.
I was gone for like 45 minutes. I have a baby, dude. I gotta feed him.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, because I was talking to you then, but maybe you didn't hear me. But
Yeah, my bad.
I no day trades right now. But the closest one I might take is the one I'm live streaming on, UAMY. And if I do take it, you'll see it at my positions tab. You'll see it pop up. But I'm not in anything right now.
What's this? What's UAMY?
Ticker UAMY.
Oh yeah, no, like
United States Antimony Corporation.
it's like a basic material stock.
You know, I don't know, and I never looked that up. But it says other metals and minerals, non-energy minerals. It's not a swing, so it's going to be more of a day trade.
Dude, what a weird market today. What the hell's going on?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, maybe it's just me, but like I'm massively long Chinese stocks and they're all up like 40%. But then the Qs are down today, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also stocks I'm sure that are up today a lot, which I'm kind of confused about. It's which is why it's interesting, you know. But then there's a lot of stocks that are down. Like most of the leaders are down today. Yeah, today seems like one of those days where it's like
It's very slow.
selling U.S. stocks and buying Chinese shit.
I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why people are buying Chinese stocks.
I mean, I think this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think China is one of the biggest opportunities in the last like 20, 30 years right here. So I think like that's probably why. Just the charts are set up so well.
You're talking large caps, right?
No. Look, I'm in this TIGR.
Oh, dude, that's okay.
And FUTU, FUTU.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even see TIGR.
And then BEKE, YMM, like all these Chinese stocks have just massive multi-year bases, and they're at very low valuations, and then they're about to pump money into the system and buy all the stocks, and everybody hates China. So it's just for me, in my opinion, as like I'm a swinger / longer term, like it has everything going for it, where the charts are set up, they're about to pump a bunch of money, and everybody hates China. And Donald Trump, like China, this last swing bottomed on Trump being the president, which is supposed to be bad for China, which is actually insanely bullish. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think just a lot of people today are probably selling U.S. stocks and buying Chinese stuff because they're finally gonna pump the market.
I know most Chinese stocks are just shitty, and most of them are just scams. So for the general public, do not do that.
Yeah. No, most Chinese stocks are shitty, but you know there are ones out there.
Like Tiger is a good example. Like you're in a great position, but this is the one I remember everyone shorted it from 14, rode it back down to 6. And
right. Well, 14 was a great short spot because there's an anchor VWAP like from the IPO that's at around $12.
yeah, and then look at 2021, all that volatility of just failing.
Who sold that? Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But
again, I think your strategy, I'm sure it works for you, and so I know your time frame's different, right? So
right, yeah, it's all about your time frame.
yeah, that's what's super important. Yep.
But I mean, even like I know people are sketched out on China. It's like not such a good thing. But if you look at stocks like
what was a really good one that actually just keeps going up? Like QFIN. This is one that didn't act like all the other Chinese stocks. QFIN, like it never went down. It never tanked. So when you see stocks like that, like or GDS.
Yeah, but that's also a $5 billion market cap, so it's a little different, right? But Tiger is not that. Tiger let me go pull it up.
It's a $1 billion market cap. And then like Futu's like 12.
Yeah, it's right under a billion, so it's small cap, and then what was it? QFIN is 5 billion, so we're entering mid cap on Tiger. And then what was the other one? Fufu? Yeah, Fufu's different. Futu.
YMM. I think YMM is like the best Chinese.
Futu's a mid cap. I have that on my radar too. I've actually played that swinging as well, so I can see why I'm just in general, like I don't. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, and so like look at YMM. YMM is probably the best set up Chinese stock. It's a $12 billion stock, has a nice base. It never made new lows when all the Chinese stocks made new lows.
That is a nice example. Yes, I agree.
24. Though there are examples of medium-sized companies that are doing well. I mean, I think one of the most overcrowded trades.
I actually like YMM. Thanks for pointing that out. I'll have that on the radar.
Well, one of the most overcrowded trades is short China because of just they're communists and they lie and they scam everyone, right? But after going down for like 4 years, the thing about Chinese stocks is they explode, right? Because everybody's short this stuff. So for me as a trader, it's like the best opportunity because these stocks are the ones that absolutely explode, when they go up. So, on a day like today, that's why everybody gets in because like when they start going up, they just they go crazy, And so I think a lot of people like me are kind of like into that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, look at this small cap stock KC. It's a small cap stock, but like, dude, like from $2 to $10, that's like 300%. Like like in the U.S. market, you could find that, but it just takes way longer, right? So I don't know. I'm just like always have my eye on it, but yeah, because I mean, I think like they've already been in recession for a very long time, so it's kind of like they're about to dig themselves out of it. Whereas I think the U.S. is a little bit different, where it could go down. So my grand idea was that like if the U.S. starts to turn, China would turn up. So it's kind of a hedge on some of my U.S. longs, essentially. That's the whole case that I've built for myself over the last year to be interested in these things.
I can hear the passion, brother. I can hear the passion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy day for me today, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just like, I gotta talk it out because sometimes on
I
these
feel
days,
you.
when like shit explodes, like you get in your head, and it's kind of crazy.
Nah, no worries, man. I respect it.
India.
Yeah.
On this, your advice on going back a day and looking at the low, that saved me from stopping out today because it seems like it's consolidating on sale. So, thanks for the heads up.
Well, it's not. It's like you learn these things, and here's what you could do just to even backtest what I just said. And this is what I do on my charts: is I color my bars to make the red bars the same color as your up. Like my up bars are gray. So go back in history just to make it easier for you to like backtest it visually for yourself, and color down bars that don't make a lower low than yesterday's low, and just watch how a lot of red bars are noise in upways. And so you'll understand why that putting your low at the prior day low on a closing basis, it can really get you inside of these waves. I really like that.
Good, I'm writing that down. A color down bar that don't go down lower than the prior day's low.
And just use it as a visual back test. You know what I mean? What you'll notice is like these things, like they can have a bunch of red bars, but they don't like go lower than the prior day low, so it's kind of meaningless. You know, it can still have an upway.
Very good.
Let's see. Hey, everybody, if you're watching the stream, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. If you hear the other traders talking, they're in my free Discord. I posted the link and pinned it in the chat. You can click that. It's free. And you'll see a lot of other free resources in there. If you don't know who I am, I've been training for 8 years. It took me 3.5 years to find anything that worked. And then for the past 5 years, I've been interviewing successful traders who have made 6, 7, and 8 figures. Those episodes go live every Monday. So one will be going live in another 57 minutes every Monday at noon market time. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe and watch that video and comment on that video when it comes out saying you were on the live stream. I really appreciate that. And if you're curious, like, why is he not trading? Well, I don't force trades. I've been trading for 8 years, as I mentioned, and I've learned after 3.5 that the best trades don't come often. And so I'm trying to show you what patience and what trading really is like, because I have met tons of traders, I'm over hundreds, and hung out with them outside of the show, and I got to see all this behind the scenes. So I'm sharing all this with you, and I want you to understand that. Now, I did place trades on my last 7 live streams, so go check those out. That was all last week and the week before. And you'll see live trading. You'll see my P&L and R value. You'll see the entries, the exits. You'll see the plans before. You'll see them executions, everything. But right now we're just waiting. I'm waiting for a play. I have multiple on my list. I have my red list, my B list, and my AFK list. And I'm just waiting for them to set up. And the only one I'm really interested in is UAMY. Excuse me. So I'm just waiting for this to set up right now. And patience is a huge part of the game. So hopefully you have the patience to wait as well. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, as I mentioned, because it does help us and it does entice me to continue doing things like this, because trading live in front of people is not easy. And if you think it is, give it a try. So thanks again for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and continue talking with everyone in the Discord. I just wanted to mute them for a second to say hi. And I will answer questions as well if you have questions. I've been answering questions in the live stream chat as well. And other than that, if you are interested and you like how I trade and you like how I go into detail and how I've answered some questions here, I do that very methodically, show my entire playbook, my entire process called the Pop Trading System. The link is in the description. You can check that out too.
To everybody, because I'm taking notes, believe it or not. I write down the stocks so I can go research the stocks. Yeah, if you tell me that I can research for swing trades, what I'm looking for is mid cap.
So in regard to, I'm going to mute them again because I want to answer some of your guys' questions. Loner, what was your thesis regarding UAMY? So UAMY is one of the setups that I trade, and you can go see those trades in the previous live streams. It's one of my favorite setups that I teach in my Pop Trading System, and it's called the overextension exhaustion play. And typically what it is I want to see a play that runs up over 100% multi-days is ideal. So I'm going to picture perfect is 3 days run up, 100% minimum. So this is the day one, and we're already up to 207%, right? So I already hit that criteria. Sorry, I have an alert going off. Let me see that real quick. I'll come back to this. My platform is running kind of slow right now, so Salesforce is coming back down to a key level. I'll add that to my list for now. Okay, so going back to this UAMY, we're up over 100% multi-day runner. And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute. We have consolidation, breakout, and just straight up consolidation, breakout. So what I'm looking for is a reversal in the trend. Now, you could go long, but this is not a long in my own opinion, because it is up so much in such short time that the day we finally do crack, that it's going to crack pretty significant. I would say ideally to minimum of 130, maybe 150, because I'm about to show you in a minute. Once this breaks, then it gives me my trigger, right? Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to trade it. That's the thing about patience. You might miss some great trades, but I don't want to just get in on the break because how many of you guys have heard people say that and then it just does this and you're just pissed off? You got to wait to see what happens. I want to see a clear break and then a pop. And if we get that, I'll start shorting the pops, risking previous highs or this consolidation, depending on my time of day, which I talk about my time of day rules. That adjusts how I trade. And I talk about that in the pop trading system as well, and give you multiple cheat sheets so you can remember these things. But if that happens, then I'll start shorting and I'll be holding for minimum 140s and ideally the 130s. And the reason I know this is because in history, I've been trading this pattern for probably now, I could say 8 years, but I didn't really know what I was doing back then. So I'd say 5 years I've been trading this pattern. And when they do pull back, we get a nice pullback. Oh, I don't want to delete all that. We get a nice pullback of generally 20 to 50%, but on average about 28 to 30%. So if this does start to pull back, we're already down 6% right now. So let's just go, let's see. So 20% is about 150. Yep, that's what I was saying earlier, 150. And I can eyeball this now without doing this, but I'm just showing you. And then the next one is right here, 30%, which is that consolidation zone. So I also need to think about risk reward. So if the reason you also don't want to get in just on this break is because you have to find out where you're going to risk. If you're going to risk $2, that's 25, 30 cents, right? And so if you're going for 40, what is that? 30 cents. So 1-to-1, best case. That's okay, right? I want to go for better risk reward, which is why I'd prefer a bounce. So I can get in up here with a tighter risk reward and I'll have a way better RR. So hopefully that helps. That's my idea today on this one. If it plays out, I will play it. But if it doesn't, then I don't play it. So just being patient. Another alert on snow this time.
There's a fundamental shift going on with those stocks. But in general, you have to think about the company is like a dividend. They're paying out money. So that means they don't have money to grow. So they're shitty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's, because a lot of people, changing my mindset from investor mindset to trading mindset, or growing mindset. Let's just call it growing. That people are big on saying, "Oh yeah, get dividend stocks. You can retire in dividend stocks," but the amount of money you have to have in order to retire is insane.
I think it's like
Dividends is a good play if you have millions already to invest.
exactly.
If you're like my buddy does that. He has hundreds, he has a lot, and that's all he does. He doesn't have to trade anymore. So I think it's ideal for those people, but for people who are upcoming, I don't think it's a good strategy.
Yeah, you can't make any money with. I mean, anybody less than $1 million, like you shouldn't be.
Okay, so I muted them again just so that way I can explain this. This play right here. Now, here's the nuance of trading, which is why it's important to really watch all the live streams so you can see the nuances. And you'll see that I'm not like rushing into this play, right? Because I want to see what happens next. People who rush make a lot of mistakes. And people who don't, you do miss opportunities that would have worked, but that's hindsight. And trading is probabilities. It's not for sure, right? So I know probabilities say, I want to wait until this cleans out, because on the 5 minute, even this is a key level on the 15, which I showed earlier. On the 5 minute, we still had pretty nice that was respected right here. This high was respected right here. So I want to see it clean out that level, which it just did. So now I'm a little bit more enticed to take a position. So I'll be watching this for any pops. Now, if this closes with a massive wick, then it's just going to be a fake out. We have mass buyers down there collecting the orders, the stops, but it doesn't look like it's going to do that. It looks like we're going to close down here. So any pops up here, I will be taking, and you'll see my entries on the live stream once I take them.
Create new technology. I mean, that's the whole purpose of a tech company.
I think with NVIDIA, it's because it takes 10 years just to set up a chip factory. So it doesn't make sense for them to just sit on liquid cash for that long. So I think that's maybe why they pay it out as a dividend, but that's just really a guess. That's not based on any data or anything.
I just think NVIDIA's been around for a while, and they just when they were doing their other video game business, they just paid some tiny piece of shit dividend so that it's a dividend stock. Dude, Jensen's a genius, dude. That guy, it's kind of crazy. How you doing today, Ben?
Honestly, not good. I think I'm down net 2R or something like that. I took profit on Stone.
I have a question for you. Like, you guys always talk about R's. Like, in proportion to your account, like how much do you normally risk?
For me, an R is 1.25% of my account, and each of my positions are 5% of my account. So because, like, let's say I have $1,000 in my account.
You're trading really fast stocks, man.
Yeah. It's not necessarily fast; it's that I have a wide risk. So, like, I look to make or lose 25% of my position. So if I have a $1,000 position, that is a $250 profit or loss that I'm looking to make. And then with, like, if I'm trading $1,000 position, then that means my account value is at like $20,000 to meet the 5,000 or the 5% requirement. So.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because mine is like 1%, but like I use 200% positions, and like it takes like a long time for that to hit. I'm just curious.
Sure. Yeah.
So I have orders on UAMY now. The likelihood, the way it's acting, I might miss it. But ideally, we get a pretty nice pop. And if I get in, great. If I don't, then no trade today. No, 190.
Alex, I got a question for you on something. Like a lot of people, and especially on I've watched a lot of your videos. People are emphasizing how people deal with losses is really important. But one thing I actually have a question for you: how do people deal with gains? How do you do it, dude? Like if you come up and like you hit some good trades, like how does that influence your next trade?
Yeah, that's a good question. For a long time, it would influence the next week to be a shitty week. And because I'd get a little bit loose. So, but nowadays it doesn't do that. What it does is I know that happens, and just from history of trading. And so when I have a really good day, if I know, I'm just more conscious of how I trade and who I am as a trader. So I know when I'm taking mediocre plays. And so because I know that, I end up sizing dramatically down. Like I might, let's just say, if my 1R, I'm risking 1R on general plays. If I am really hype and I know these plays aren't that great, I'm going to risk max a quarter of an R, but that's max. I might not even get to that size. So I'm just playing, right? So that's what I do for myself now. I just dramatically size down until I see the next great play, and I'll take that full size. Like, I won't hesitate. But in the beginning, that was a big challenge. Like, I would get really mental high, and then I would take so many plays that I'd see because I thought I had so much money. I had house's money, and then I ended up giving it all back. So nowadays, I don't do that because I've done it so much that I have rules and I understand what happens for me. So I don't know if that answers your question, but pretty much that's what I do now.
Yeah, for sure. And then do you have you? Because I know I've gone back on my trading and looked at it, but do you subscribe to the idea of like streaks? Like if you're hot, you want to push it, or are you kind of the guy who, when you're hot, you want to not push it?
I don't subscribe to either one of those. I'm more so of if my strategy appears and it's an ace up, I'm going to hit it. That's it.
Did he disconnect, or did I disconnect?
No, it sounded like he.
I thought it was him. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did I disconnect? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you did, but we can hear you now.
Oh, now you're here. Yeah.
Hey, Mark Uretetsky. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that, bro. Thanks, B. This wasn't on my watch list. All beautiful short at the triple bottom was my entry already. Exit will continue. Yeah, man, no worries. I'm glad you nailed it. Um, did you hear my answer? Because that's gonna suck if I have to repeat
Bro,
it.
you were about to say all the good stuff, and then
Oh my god, that's annoying. Give me a minute. I'll answer it again. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back.
So I'll say for myself, taking profits is kind of the thing I'm working the most on. It's the thing I'm struggling the most with too right now. Just because I am a very systemized trader and I do trade my data. Taking losses is easy for me because the data is very clear that taking more than a 1 hour loss just doesn't make sense. Especially because I'm looking for a 1-to-1, so I'm not looking for 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. I'm trying to make or lose basically the same amount. So I got used to taking losses pretty quickly, but taking profits is hard because the data suggests that I can make a 2 hour trade like 5% of the time, and so I'm kind of always holding out for that 2 hour trade, and it's hard for me to like lock in 1 hour profits. Um, and so, like I have data that suggests that I should I should take profit at 1R, but in instances where I think that I can get a better expected value, I should hold for more profit. But I haven't found like a consistent system across all the data that works for every trade. And so I'm really, really kind of mentally struggling with that. Um, and to answer your streak question, I also don't really subscribe to the streak mindset because I'm a systemized trader. My data says you're going to get wins and losses. It doesn't matter what the order of those wins and losses are. You might have a streak of wins, you might have a streak of losses, but if you don't take trades when you're on a losing streak, then you're never going to get out of that. But if you keep forcing trades on a winning streak, then you're just going to lose more. So
Or let me change my sentence. Maybe I didn't express what I was thinking totally correctly. I'm not like the streak or whatever. More or less like when the market's hot, you push it, and when the market's not hot, you take it out. Not necessarily streaking, but just knowledge of when the market's hot to add more risk.
yeah, again, my answer to that is pretty much the same as Alex's. Like, I really don't try to put too much value into that because again, I'm just trying to trade the probabilities of my system. My one caveat to what I just said, so like to disagree with myself, is these 2 months, November and December, statistically have been my worst losing months. And then months like May, June, July are sort of my best months, and October is usually a pretty good month for me too. But even during those time frames, it's not that I'm leveraging up more. Like I keep my leverage consistent, but I am sort of like it's those months where I'm like, okay, well, usually I do better in these months and I take less losses. So like maybe it's less risky for me to hold for more than 1 hour profit, but that's also sort of what I was trying to preface with is I need to really force myself out of that mindset and find a way to trade the data and not trade discretionarily or subjectively. Um, but again, that is largely because I am trying to be as systematized as possible.
And do you notice like with your strategy that there are different, I'm talking basically like situational awareness, like market environments when that strategy. I mean, I guess you're talking about seasonality, but have you
Yeah.
noticed anything else in like
So
where these setups show up, where like the actual market environment
yeah,
makes more things show, like more of your setups show up, and then when that happens, you've noticed that you've upped your uh, risk, and then they've hit, and then you're saying, okay, here's the market environment, let's just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's the
yeah.
whole grand idea of what I was trying to say.
Sure, yeah. And to answer your question, like I don't up my risk based on what I see. Like my risk for this whole year was determined before the year even started. and my risk for next year is determined before next year starts. Like I know what I'm going to be trading, what my position size is going to be next December. Like I already know that, and that will only change if I have like if I lose like 25% of my account in a week or something like that, which statistically I don't foresee that happening. But I still need to be like cognizant of that. Um, so I'm literally just trying to trade the system numbers based as much as possible. And then I do, to what you said, sort of, I'm cognizant of seasonality, but I try not to trade it as much as possible. Um, so I hope that answers your question. I think the one difference between your mindset and my mindset is that you are discretionary, I think, and I am trying to be like a literal robot because I want to turn my strategy into an algorithm. And if I'm making these discretionary decisions, then you can't code that into a robot. So that's sort of where I'm at with those questions.
Right, for sure. But have you noticed uh, like there's a specific or maybe a certain market environment that makes your setup show up more or less?
Again, it's not necessarily more or less. They tend to show up pretty consistently. Like I, on average, take about 25 trades a week, and that is an average. So some weeks it's 33, some weeks it's 20, some weeks it's 25, sometimes it's 16. Like it goes up and down like that. But in terms of the setups that I see, not necessarily based on if it's like a bullish or bearish market or sideways market, but then in terms of like how successful that trade ends up being can be reflective of how the market is going. Like I will commonly say like, oh man, all my stocks like just started spiking, and then I'll look at the SPY, and the SPY just had three green candles on the 1 minute. So like I'll notice those kind of micro shifts in my strategy, but again, it's on the profit taking side, not on the did the trade show up side, or is it looking like a good entry side? Like usually if the trade shows up and it's a good entry, I take it because the data says to take as many trades as I can that meet my criteria. But where I have issues or fallout is when I'm trying to not like I don't have a concrete systemized exit strategy to take profit, and that's sort of where I need to really refine my system.
Interesting. So like let's say the market's in an uptrend. Um, like a daily uptrend. You haven't noticed that more stocks will gap up 500% that you can short versus when the market's in a downtrend, there's less stocks that gap up 500% that you can short?
No, I haven't noticed that.
Okay.
I haven't necessarily looked at that specific data point, like to see how correlated the market and my particular trades are. But there's nothing that's been so glaring that it's stuck out to me.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. So it's pretty, so you, like over time, no matter what the market does, you get like basically the same amount of setups, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
pretty much, pretty much.
Wow.
And I've only been trading for 3 years, so it's not like I have decades worth of data.
Right.
And I also have only been trading post COVID. Like I didn't do anything before. I didn't know anything about stocks before 2020.
Right.
So I'm sure that it's very possible that I'm in like a macro multi-year cycle, and I just am not aware of it because I can't, see kind of a bird's eye view from the ground, if that makes sense.
But that's good awareness that you have of that.
Yeah, but it's also.
But you're also trading small caps. In general, you're going to be like, I've been trading small caps for 8 years. So like I've seen that what you're trading forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you noticed, have you done like, okay, if the Fed is increasing rates, like there's probably less, scanny gap ups versus if the Fed is lowering interest rates, there's probably more. You know what I'm saying? And then with that, you can say, okay, let me dial up the risk a little bit because I know there's going to be, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Sure. Yeah, and pretty much my answer is no to both of those because I don't look at what the Fed does, and I don't increase my risk subjectively. So I hope I'm answering these questions. I just I try to be as systematized as I can, so it's hard for me to answer like like discretionary questions. So
No, it's good. It's good. We all, I understand what you're saying. I respect it.
Yeah, we're just hanging, dude. We're just, just picking other people's brains. I talk too much, dude. I gotta stop.
No, this is the first time you talked, actually.
No, I do. I love to talk. Dude, that's why I love listening to Alex because I mean he just talks to traders all the time. What a sick job, dude. Like I want to talk to Alex more, dude. What the hell, dude? You talk to like all these crazy people about their strategies and shit. Like, man, that's sick.
Thanks, man. I was actually, yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
Definitely don't stop asking questions. I lurk and listen, so I get a lot of value when you guys ask questions.
Martin, I think we hear your TV, brother. You might need to mute yourself.
to that point, I mean, I also try to be the one to ask questions. I've just been busy with life stuff the past couple of weeks, so I've been also more of a lurker.
Dude, I'm the new kid on the block here. I just like popped in, I used to hang out in other discords, but then I had a kid, and then I stopped, and then I found live streaming. And
How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 33.
Oh, okay, cool. How old's your baby?
3 months.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's your first?
Yeah, first kid. So
Amazing.
it's been a little crazy. Thanks. It's been a little crazy with the trading, because my wife leaves and I'm at home, and so I'm kind of taking care of him because I kind of just do this trading thing, but I kind of just take care of him, and it's like a little, I'm not used to it where like I'm totally focused 100% on my screen, but then like now I can't because like my baby will shit his pants or start crying.
Yeah.
I gotta go figure that shit out.
But that's what's beautiful about your stuff because you're a swing trader primarily. So that's, it's doable.
Yeah. But I used to get myself into trouble and do some day trades, but now I just physically can't because like I'll have to go clean my son's butt and feed him and stuff, and it just doesn't make any sense. It's hard.
Well, at least you're taking care of them. That's important.
Oh yeah. Yeah, having a kid. You have a kid, Alex?
Yeah, he's 19 months.
Oh man. So how was that for you? Like a year ago you had a kid. It's like
Oh, it's amazing. Thanks be to God. I already knew what my trading style. I knew what I was good at, and just so I didn't have to stress as much. If I had a kid in the beginning of my journey, oh man, it would have been so hard.
Yeah.
It'd have been. I don't think well, because of how stubborn I was. Like it took me 3.5 years to find anything that worked for me. So I think it would have taken me 6 years to find anything. So yeah. A kid doubles your learning curve. I promise you that. Because it takes a lot of time, man, to learn this. Because there's so many nuances, right? There's so many nuances. Like all your questions are great because those are all nuances that, for me, I look at those things, but I don't make my decisions. I make my decisions based off of the strategy appearing. Like if the strategy is an A setup, I'm going to hit it. If the strategy is a B setup, I'm going to hit it with, 1R. If it's an A setup, I'm going to hit it with 3R, whatever it is. So like that's how I adjust it. But then I'm a swing trader too at heart. Like that's my bread and butter. And so I do adjust. I do what you're asking, Ben. So my answer for day trading is the answer I just gave you. But for swing trading, if I see it's hot and the overall market's in a trend, I'm hitting things a lot bigger, and I'm hitting everything a lot bigger. And that's because I've learned when I didn't do that, it took time to learn that, but like, it's good to do that. And once you get the confidence to do that, it pays way off, like well off. If I see the overall, like example, like election year or Santa rally, I don't know. It could be any theme. If there's a huge theme that's happening and I catch it, let's just say it's a war, then I'm going to take advantage of that. And I'm going to size up more on all those type of plays. And for that theme, for that moment, until it shifts. So I definitely do that mindset when it comes to swing trading. When it comes to day trading, I don't do that.
Right.
Swing trading is very unique and it's different because you have a lot of things pushing for longer time periods. You know, it's a whole different play.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you want to take advantage of that because we also don't get those as a swing trader. You don't get those all the time. So when you do, you want to ride that shit.
Amen. What I was looking for. My man.
So I agree with that. I do that for swing trading, yes, but for day trading, not at all. I don't care about that at all. For day trading, I'm just looking at the setup for the day, and if it's a setup or B setup, that's it.
Yeah, amen. Dude, let me ask you a question. I mean, not to like, out of everybody you've interviewed, I'm just curious, like, what was like the most uncommon thing that anybody had ever said? Is that
That's a good question. That's a really good. No one's asked me that question before.
You know, because there's some things when you watch trader interviews that it's like, that's the most common shit I've ever heard.
Yep.
It says the same shit. You know what I mean? But out of all your interviews, what was like the most uncommon thing that you ever heard?
It's the one with Chris Camillo. Because he trades off of social media. And he's a swing trader, but he does it all off of social media. And when you watch his episode, you got to keep in mind, this guy's only trading like maybe 10 trades a year, you know? But when he hits it, when he places a trade, he goes like all in, like his entire account. So, but it's amazing how well he does. And he doesn't use charts. He doesn't use any charts at all. He never looks at charts. He doesn't care about charts. All he cares about is social media. And if he sees themes of social media, then he's buying certain things.
Dude, the balls that you have to put your entire account.
He puts like 90%, he'll say, into a play. But he moves the needle, man. It's insane. It's insane.
I mean, you have to have insane large nuts.
Yeah, he does.
Did you check out his nuts?
Yeah. I should buy him some golden nuts.
Dude, you should send him the meme.
I'm actually gonna buy him some of those.
That South Park where he's like,
when he's carrying him in the wheelbarrow. I'm actually Googling golden nuts for sale. I'm gonna buy him some. Oh man, he lives by me. I'll mail him to him. I'll go to his house and be like, I want to deliver this to you for Christmas.
Dude, I was talking to this one random guy and he said, dude, I have to give you like these golden nuts.
They actually do sell golden nuts. Hold on.
Dude, people hang that shit off the back of their trucks. They put the nuts.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, Texas, because everyone drives trucks. You know they do that in Texas.
You got a truck, Alex?
No, I have an SUV, 3-row.
Oh, okay.
Golden nuts and bolts. Now I'm probably going to miss UAMY. It looks like it's going to re-break the lows again. If it does that, then I miss it. Ideally, we hold that low and then we get a good push. I could see it definitely pushing, though. I mean, because we're just going straight down from the 2s all the way down. So I love a push. I'm surprised we don't get at least a push to at least 175, but we'll see what happens. Closer it gets to noon, and the less likely I'll place a trade per my time of day rules. And we have an episode going live in about 25 minutes.
Who did you interview on this one?
Sam DeGosh.
Nice. Finally. I
You'll,
don't want to do that one.
oh, sweet. You'll see it. It's a good one. I enjoyed it.
You did some good ones. Now, didn't you interview Sam? It hasn't come out yet, right?
It hasn't came out yet. Nope. It'll be a while for
I'm
that.
looking forward to that one. That one's going to be good.
I can't wait for Ben's here to come out. Right, Benny?
I know, man. I'm so excited.
That's going to be a great one.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
Put a face to the voice there.
Ben's okay. I mean, he's not that cool, but, you know.
Yeah, I know. Definitely don't watch my video.
No, Ben's amazing. His story, Ben's story is amazing. I love his story.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with it, so I'm excited for that one. Oh, here's Rock, everyone. He's probably going to say, Amazon made my money. I'm out, guys.
He was out a long time.
Yeah.
No Apple?
What was it?
Fair.
If I would have anticipated, like, it's such a high run up, if I would have anticipated an entry, great, but Microsoft is still low in its compression out of its squeeze, so
Oh yeah, so you posted it.
Is his mic low for anybody else?
Yeah, it is. He has a $1 million mic, so he has to like step far back to talk.
sounds hot. The loss on IWM today. Went bigger than today, run for the day, blah 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 blah.
IWM? Russell 2000?
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you playing options in IWM?
Always options for me, always directional. Wide open options, yeah. Took about a quarter of an hour loss on that.
Always directional and always Apple, Amazon, and it's surprisingly IWM's a first for me to hear you say.
No, I actually was playing that on the run up a while back, but yeah.
Oh my God, I can buy golden nuts for 5,000 euro. Wait, that's not right. Is that 5,000? It's sold out though. Sold out. No, that must be five. Is this $5,000? Let me send this to you guys.
Is it like one of those things that these traders have on their
I just posted in the open mic chat. Is this five? Is that say it's euro? So is that 5,000? I don't know how to read this.
Oh, dude, that's actual like testicles.
That's a walnut.
It's a walnut, yeah.
Oh.
Homeboy's like, yo, bro, that's actual testes.
Somebody's making bank. $5,000 with walnut.
T-Man, I don't prefer small caps. Go watch the other live streams. I traded a lot of large and mid caps as well. But today I'm focused on small cap. There isn't really much else for me. I'm looking at Snow too as a potential long, but that's just going out without me. I need a nice pullback. But probably no trade today. I'm being very patient. But you can see me live trading on the other live streams. I did take trades. You can go watch those. They should be in a playlist called 2024 live streams or live trading. All right, I'm muting Martin just because I can hear myself. Martin, if you want to talk later, I think I server mute you. So that means no one can hear you talk, even if you unmute yourself. So if you want to talk, just text me on the main trading room or hangout lounge or in the open mic chat. Just say, hey, man, can you unmute me? And I will. I most definitely will. Yeah, does that say 5,000? Do y'all see that?
Yes, it is.
That's $5,000?
Mm-hmm.
But why is it 5.000, comma 00? Like,
How it is up over there, unfortunately. They use periods instead of commas.
oh, and then commas where we use periods?
Yeah, for the most part.
Do you think we did that on purpose as a big FU and we left them? We're like, we're just going to switch it around. We didn't know what else to do. We can't be like them. Let's just switch them.
The opposite.
Take that, America.
Yeah. No, America was second. So take that. UK.
Oh.
I don't know if you know this, Rod, but Christopher Columbus came over here.
I mean, that's what they said, but what can I believe anymore? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I might have to verify that on Twitter. I need to go check.
For real, run that through Twitter. I bet you.
Look, here's that pop. I literally just said if this holds. But we're getting close to 11, so things are about to change. Per my time of day rules, this has to be perfect. So we're going to see what this looks like. I need it to get up to 190. Hopefully we get that pop. I want to see the action before I just take the play. But we are also down from... No, we hit the 20% mark. We'll see. I may still take the play. I canceled the order because when we get close to noon, my time of day rules kick in, and typically I don't like to take entries. However, I may still take this one because this is an overextension play for me. So I am watching this very closely. I have alerts. I'll put this alert 185. And if it starts to go off, if I do get in it and I'm no longer live streaming, I will share the position in the Discord and the chart recaps, which I typically do. I share the entries and the exits, and you'll see them in there. Because I know I'll be ending this live stream probably now. So thank you guys for being here on the live stream. I really appreciate y'all. We have a new episode coming out in about 15 minutes that I want to make sure I can promote. So please check it out. Hit the like and comment on it because it does help us when you go watch it. Even if you don't watch the whole thing, just open it up on your computer while you're at work. Hit the like button and comment and say you're from the live stream. And I'll say, hey, what's going on? Thanks for being here. So again, y'all take care. Y'all have a great night or great rest of your day. God bless all of y'all. And I'll see you hopefully tomorrow maybe. If not, I'm probably going to definitely live stream again this week. I just don't know when. So make sure you hit the subscribe to the channel and the bell.